Well, you just got in a pretty good workout. It's like must have been over 12 rounds worth of different stuff. Let's go ahead and go back and talk about your last fight. You went to China, Wang Yan'an, and just tell us what happened in that fight. I understand you started out pretty good, and then down the stretch, I guess the judges, for whatever reason in China, saw it the other way. Tell us what you think would happen.
I thought it was a close fight. She's a very good, skilled fighter. However, I thought that I went over there and did enough to take the fight, to take the titles from her. There were some close rounds, but I think I won the majority of the rounds. I got a knockdown in the third round. She went down. She was slow to get up, but however, she did, and she made it out that round. After the fourth round, they had me up. And then I don't know what happened. Jay was there with me, Jay Johns, and he looked at the scorecards and saw that they, basically stole it from me. It was very disappointing. I worked hard, and like I said, I thought I did enough to go over there and win. Not taking anything from her, but I thought that particular night I was the better fighter and, did enough.
Now, you had just come back from, not just come back, but prior to that you had fought Natasha Ragosina over there in Europe, and she's pretty big, and then the last time I talked to you, you had said something about, well, Wang is about your size, or maybe a little smaller. What was she like when you went up, when you saw her in the ring, and what was your assessment of her in the early rounds?
Actually, I think she was probably a little bigger than I was, so I was, kind of surprised about that. We weighed in maybe a pound or so different, but she was, as far as height, maybe an inch or two taller, very kind of, I don't know what the right word would be, but just bigger than I thought. Not necessarily more muscular or anything like that, but just as far as, I guess, my thought of a Chinese woman was very different. She was
pretty heavily built.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And now tell us a little bit about how the strategy of the fight unfolded, what she did and what you did, and then in particular as it led up to that third round, which obviously went pretty well for you.
Right. She's a good boxer. She threw lots of combinations. Coming out, I wanted to attack the body. I did that. However, the punch that I knocked her down with was, on record they have it as a left hook, but it was my right hand. So we kind of started out boxing. I wanted to kind of slow her down with body shots, and come to the later rounds, she was still throwing different combinations. I felt like I was the stronger fighter. I was connecting more. She threw combinations. I think she, missed quite a bit. I don't know how they saw it, what the judges were looking at, but everybody, the fans and even some of the other WBC officials, told me that that I got robbed. They didn't hide it. They said I got robbed, and so it was disappointing that not only did myself and my team feel like we got robbed, but all of the spectators as well. No one came up to me and said it was a close fight, but she pulled it off or anything like that. Everyone told me that they thought I got robbed, so it was, like I said, disappointing.
Yeah, and then so that's 2 title fights in a row that you went the distance and then lost. So, how do you? Obviously, you haven't given up. You're still here. You're still working hard, and you're continuing to push forward. Do you have anything lined up for you?
Not yet, but what our plan is to get a couple of fights so that when I do go up for another, title fight, that I'll have, a couple of fights, I guess leading up to that. Last year, that was my only fight. I trained all year long. A couple of fights fell out, and then I go and, fight the title fight, whereas she had, I think, 3 fights prior to us fighting in November. So we're hoping, that I can stay busy, stay active, and then definitely revenge that fight there with, not in China though, And even, after the fight, immediately the officials and everyone, and even Don King was like, we're going to give you a rematch in the States. So, if they felt she won convincingly, then I don't think they would have offered a rematch. It wasn't in the contract or anything like that, but they all said that I would get a rematch here in the States. So that said something to me. But hopefully, I can stay busy, get a couple of tune-up fights, and then, fight for another title.
All right, congratulations on that, and good luck.
Thank you.